it's MK and I am back with another Color Craze combination. This is the combination that Janet and I have picked out for today. It's also Stretch the Sketch today, and we are combining it with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. So we're going to be using this gorgeous sketch that that Rebecca Lockhart has created just for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. That's a mouthful. Anyways, I have picked out a couple of Close to My Heart shimmer pins to create my watercolory mixed media background. So I have Wisteria and Mist and Glacier and Seabrook today. Now, Glacier, Seabrook, and Mist are all brand new colors. I'm not sure if Wisteria is still available or not, but I'm excited to play. I also picked out these little embellishments by Minte from the Nightfall collection because it's a gorgeous purple and technically the only purple I own. I also pilled out Mold Lavender in Distress Ink and Soft Lilac in Altenew Ink Spray. I have some alpha letters or alpha words that were from Thickers, and I think that these are a Amy Tangerine set. I don't remember, you guys. I split them up because they were white on one side and black on the other. And that creates an OCD issue for me. I also have a few purple enamel dots on this Cocoa Vanilla set, as well as this purple label and a couple words that might also work for my photos. Now, I have some photos of us sitting at the Olive Garden, and of course, teenagers will be teenagers, and, you know, they just don't want their picture taken. I don't know. Blame it on acne or whatever. I'm not really sure. I have this beautiful wreath from Some Assemblage Required and 2 crisp white cardstocks because I have no purple paper. You guys, seriously, I have like bright neon purple paper or really deep dark purple paper. But yeah, when it came to trying to find colors that went with this, I was all out of options. So it's mixed media all around today. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Wisteria shimmer pen and color in what I'm assuming are berries and blooms on this on this wreath. I wasn't really sure. It all could have been greenery. I guess it depends on the user, the project, everything. So the first coating that I'm putting on is just to soak into the wood, and then the next coating is to give it a little bit of shading. I absolutely love MDF because of this. You get a light shade, and then the more you keep adding, the more darker it gets. So now I'm just coloring on all of my other colors because I couldn't remember which one was the light, the dark, and the medium. Now that I have them all swatched out, which I do have a swatch of them already, but it's a clear across the room where the rest of my shimmer pins are, and I was too lazy to go get it. So I just quickly scribbled on a scrap piece of paper that I had handy. And so that way I have a quick reference of light, medium, and dark for my colors. And I'm just going to take the darkest one and color it through what I felt like were the branches, like the thicker, bolder, stronger limbs. And then my leafy bits, I went with the medium color, which I don't really remember what they are, so I apologize about that. And then, of course, this piece here, I color some of it, and then I stop coloring it because I realize I'm not going to actually use it. But it looks like a mermaid tail, doesn't it? Is that just me? Yeah, it does. So I went ahead and just cut that out because I don't end up using it. What a waste. And didn't want to make you guys watch it. But here's a close-up of what my wreath ended up looking like. Like I said, with it soaking in and adding more layers, I got that depth that I was looking for in my flowers and buds and whatnot. All right, so now I'm going to work on my photo mats. Like I said, I have absolutely no pattern paper that matched the purples in this color theme. Now, I had purple pattern paper, but it was more on the bright and cheerful side or the deep, dark, and dreary side. So I didn't have that in-between soft hibiscus color, right? So I'm going to go ahead and make my own using the milled lavender from Tim Holtz's Distress Ink. And I'm just going to swipe it across until I get that, that saturation that I'm looking for. I'm not too worried about the center of my photo mats because they're going to get covered up. But yeah, this is how I resolve my no pattern paper or my no printed paper issue. And that's it. Now I'm going to be working on my background, and I'm going to take Seabrook, that is the color that I am using, and I'm just going to package technique it all around the page. So what I do is I squish a little bit of it out onto the packaging, and then I wet it down, water it down, make sure that it is really, really drippy, which it definitely is. In fact, it's drippy from the get-go. But if I were to have just added the pen to my page, as soon as I blopped it on, it would have just soaked right into the page. So I wouldn't have had anywhere, been able to go anywhere with the color. Whereas when I add the water, for some reason, I'm able to smush it and move it around. Okay, so now I am just trying to guesstimate where I want all of this mixed media. I'm not going to be covering most of it up because the wreath is going to go around, and then my photo in the middle isn't quite large enough to cover up the rest of the space. So I do end up seeing a lot of this mixed media throughout the entire project. So I'm okay with having this big old blob of mixed media. It looks like an eyeball staring at me. In a way. So once I figure out that I can't really manipulate it the way that I want it to with the packaging, I go ahead and I start squeezing color into some of the water droplets that I still have left on my paper. And then of course I gently squeeze another drop or two out onto my base paper because I want to add more color. And then where I feel like it's too dark, I just use my my packaging to spread that color out because I want it dark in some places and not dark in others. Like I said, these are just shimmer pens from Close to My Heart, so my background is going to be uber super shimmery, but with all the stuff on top of it, it's actually not even going to be noticeable. So I'm using this just for the color rather than the sparkle. I don't want the sparkle. But I do like how it looks. And like I said, the sparkle is not even noticeable once I get everything down on the page. All right, so then I decided to add a little bit of splatter. I felt like it was a little too light, so I was trying to figure out how to darken it up. So I'm going to go around with my packaging and kind of smush in the dots. So I get a little bit bigger dots rather than have all those teeny tiny little dots. And I want to make sure that I get my splatter out enough to where my, it's visible past my my circular frame. And I flipped the page because I felt like most of my embellishments were going to go down farther, and my my eyeball was looking a little bit wonky down at the bottom. And so I went ahead and I flipped it, and I thought, you know what, I think it's going to blend in better going this direction rather than having that that dip in the center. I don't even know how to say it, out that way. Yeah. So anyways, see, it turned out perfect. I mean, what a good guesstimate right there. I couldn't have planned that better myself. Anyways. So this is just me and my family. We were visiting Twin Falls, Idaho, and we just went to Olive Garden for my my youngest son, who is in the bottom photo, the gentleman on the left. It was his birthday dinner. So for the birthdays at our house, they get to pick the restaurant that they get to go to, as well as their dessert. So they can either have the dessert at the restaurant, or we can go and get a cake and an ice cream from our local shop, and have cake and ice cream for several days at home. So 9 times out of 10, they choose to eat it at home because that's better than just having it once at a restaurant. And it's, and it's just more fun to eat it over 3 days rather than just one. So anywho, but yeah, we were out of town this go around, and I love it when my kids go through that stage of, I'm going to put my hand in front of my face, right? My eldest daughter did the exact same thing. And I told her, I said, well, that's what's going in the scrapbook, so whatever. And I have a whole year's worth of nothing but my daughter's hand, her head down, her, hand covering her eyebrows, that sort of thing. And now my middle son is doing the exact same thing, where my other 2 sons are just hams. They absolutely love their photos taken. So it's just a phase. It is. It'll pass. And that's you know, that's where the title comes from, is whatever, because I'm going to take what I can get, right? It is what it is. This is the stage that they were at the time of these photos. It's a lot better now. I have to say, his stage didn't last as long as my eldest daughter's. Thank goodness. But yeah, it just was a stage, and it is what it is, and you just have to go for it. And I think that that one that I just put down, the little tiny word sticker that I just put down, kind of goes with that. I just cannot remember what it says, you guys. Hopefully it's in the close-ups and I can actually read it in the close-ups. But yeah, even though my title says whatever, that one little tiny word sticker is just, you know, take the memories now. You know, it is what it is type of deal. So I want my whatever to be on top of this this floral frame, and because it is a little on the thicker side, I have to use foam to pop it up to help it stay up. If not, it would have looked a little weird being smushed to the page once I put it in the page protector, where half of it is popped up and half of it is not. So I'm going to quickly go through and cut off all these pieces. I chose purple because if it is seen, it's matched on the page, and it is one of those things that it will look like it was on purpose, you know, like those alphabets that you can get that's colored on one side, but the foam is a different color. Yeah, one of those. That's what I was kind of going for if it is seen at all. I also went with candles and hangy bits and all that stuff just to give that mood and feel of the Olive Garden, of the whole Italy, I think is what it is. I know I used grapes rather than olives. I'm okay with that because they were purple. In all honesty, are there purple olives? Is there such a thing? I know there's black olives, but yeah, maybe that's what they are. But I do end up loving how this turned out and everything. I really wanted to pull in that wine barrel because that is one of the things that the Olive Garden is famous for, is a couple of their wines. And so I really wanted to fit that in there, but it didn't make it. So I added some little bits of wood grain, and I mean uber tiny bits of wood grain that I had left over from a paper pack. You know, seriously, they were just scraps. I couldn't throw it away. And I tucked them in, and it gave me that woody feel that I was looking for like a cellar, the wine cellar type thing. Anyways, it was just a touch that I wanted in there. All right. Oh, these moments. That's what it says. Yes. I feel like that finishes off my story for whatever, for my title. Even though it's a non-traditional title, I really think that it goes with what I'm trying to portray in my layout. All right. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, truly appreciate it. Be sure to check out Janet Fritz and how she is going to be using this color combination over on her channel, which is Galaxy Girl Creations. Also, too, be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along with Stretch the Sketch. There is a link down below for the Stretch the Sketch girls that are playing along. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. And then also to the Christy's Beautiful Life playlists. The playlist and the Facebook group links are down below. They've been down there all month long. If you want to go check out who is playing along on video or who is playing along in just the Facebook group, which I think is cool. I was actually impressed that I looked over and saw day 25. There are already 18 posts. People are already done day 25, and it's only what? I have no idea what day it is, but it's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, go you guys. That is awesome. Anyways, thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.